All right, there you go. Yes, some of you guys are like, oh, what happened to the Star Wars? Yeah, I know. I wanted something different. Like I said, like I'm always associated with Star Wars, and everyone always thinks that I know like every small little detail about it. And I just, so you'll see, I'll have, one slide for Mondays, one slide for Tuesdays. Like every day we'll have a different slide for the week. And then, whenever I feel like changing it up, I'll probably change it up after that. But a couple of things before we get into a lot of things. I did, since you don't have R2D2 anymore. If you guys are gonna come to tutoring, click on the laptop on every one of my pages. It's going to have the laptop. So from now on, the laptop is going to be where you click on to get into tutoring. When is tutoring? From 12:10 to 1:10 every day. Tomorrow is the only day that it's different. So Wednesdays, it's from 12:15 to 2 o'clock ish. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, 2:15, 12:15 to 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesdays are longer. And then if there is tutoring that's outside of that time, I don't participate in it, but if you wanted to do it with any of the other math teachers, if you click on the iPhone, obviously it has all my information, if you guys needed my information, but right down here, that is a link to tutoring that other math teachers provide. So it looks like this. Each teacher does it at a different time, and then certain ones do math 1. So for math 1, it's going to be Mr. Brown, Mr. Luo, and Mr. Quintero. Mr. Brown is the Mr. Brown from CDA, the math teacher. He's back at our school now. And then Mr. Quintero used to be at Bobby Duke a couple of years ago, but I don't know if you guys know him or not. Mr. Luo has been with us forever. I don't know how long. I think longer than I have. But out of the 3, I would probably recommend Mr. Brown or Mr. Quintero. They record and have kind of the same mentality as I do when it comes to a lot of the math stuff. I've heard Mr. Luo is very traditional, and some kids just have problems like learning from him. But Mr. Brown and Mr. Quintero, they're super awesome, and I would probably recommend those 2. Mr. Brown does it on Mondays and Tuesdays from 12:15 to 3:45, and Mr. Quintero does it from Tuesdays and Thursdays from the same time. And then all you would have to do is just click on their Zoom link, and it sends you to their Zoom. All right. But I mean, we are here every day, 12:10 to 1:10. If or until you guys are done with us. So you guys can always get help directly from us, and it's not just getting help. Some of the girls can attest to this. They just stay in class, like after lunch they'll come back and they'll just do their assignments in class, or during tutoring. Not necessarily that they don't know how to do it, but they're like doing it and then just double checking and making sure that their answers are correct as they're doing it. And that is 100% fine. Or if you guys need the help and need the tutoring, that's also fine too. There's 2 teachers now versus just 1. Oh, since someone did mention like Miss Navarro, she's no longer in the class. She's been switched over to another class. So forgot to mention that on Friday. I got a message that morning telling me that she wasn't going to be with us. So yeah, it's just going to be the 2 of us from now on, versus 3. But she's it's just me and Miss Gomez. But yeah, so that's tutoring. And again, how do you get to my Zoom? It's on the iPad, and that's the iPad on moving forward. It'll always be the iPad. Again, if you guys need to look at the calendar, if you click on the calendar, it'll actually send you now to the direct week that we're in, and you'll be able to see everything that we're doing every single day. All right. So it'll send you directly to the page that you guys need. Couple of things, guys. We were going over all the assignments, all the grades, the quiz. Half of you guys haven't done the quiz. So if I look at this, oh, just kidding. You guys are fantastic when it comes to that. So this class, if I look at you guys as a whole, your class has a C average. All right. A low C. You went from a B to a very low C. It's like a 72%. However, I'm noticing this on your assignments. Half of you guys are doing your assignments. And compared to the week before, when you guys were doing a lot more assignments. So something happened from week 1 to week 2 that all of a sudden half of you guys stopped doing your assignments, and that dropped your grade. All right. If for those of you guys going, well, my quiz was, horrible, so that's what dropped it too. Yes and no. If you guys ever click on an assignment and go to view assignment, it'll send you here. Look right here on the edge, and it should tell you if it's an assignment or if it says formative assessment. Formative assessment is worth 40% of your grade. So unlike last quarter or semester or whatever you want to call it, that you guys were with me, only quizzes were worth 40%. However, now anytime that I get to see your guys' work as we're working together in class, that is going to be worth 40%. So anything that says formative assessment, that's worth 40%. So is one quiz going to hurt you as bad as it did last time? No, nowhere near, because we're going to have so many different assignments, class assignments and quizzes, that it's not going to be as big of a deal as it was last time. However, your tests are worth 20%, and you only have 2 of them. You have one for graphing, and then you have one for your final, and that's it. So each one is going to be worth 10%. Be careful on those. All right. It's still far away. It's not until February, but still, it's all on graphing. And if you're having issues now, then you better get the help that you guys need. All right. So can you guys do missing assignments? Please do that. I know that this says that it's due Monday at 4 p.m. However, that's when I start grading everything. After, and I go into Aries and mark it as red. Can you still turn it in after that? Yeah, but I might not get to it. So some of you guys have turned in stuff now. I might not get to you guys. I'll be looking at the stuff for today and wondering, and fixing that first before I start touching stuff from week 1 and week 2. So it'll stay red on Aries for a while until I have time to go back and grade all of those things. So that's the only drawback of not turning it in on time. Am I taking away points? No, I'm not. However, there are random days that I decide to start grading something for the week, and I'll give extra credit points. Now, if you wait till Monday when everyone is turning in stuff, do you really think I'm going to give you guys extra credit points? No, not even close, because you guys waited till the last second. But if you guys turn it in early, you have a chance of getting extra credit. So that's the benefit of turning it in on time versus waiting until the very last second. I will be sending out progress reports. They will be emailed to your parents. Aries right now has been messing up with me. So for instance, I can't sync Google Classroom with Aries. So please double check and make sure that anything that has been graded here in Google Classroom and has points, that you guys have points in Aries. If it doesn't, then let me know and I can fix that. However, if you just turn it in and that doesn't have points, like these couple of people, then obviously you're not going to have points in Aries because I haven't graded it yet. So can you guys still turn in things for week 2? Please do that. If you look, week 1 or week 3 is a lot smaller. I mean, we also, don't have an extra day. Like we didn't see each other yesterday, so that also makes sense. However, I noticed that if I give you guys too much homework, apparently you guys don't like that. So I'm looking to giving you guys 3 assignments a week versus I think last week I gave you like 4 or 5. So I will make that change for you guys. But if I see on your quizzes that you're not doing well, then that lets me know that you guys need extra help, which means that I need to give you guys more assignments. So lower scores means more assignments because you guys need extra help. Alondra, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. When do you have the tutoring or like whatever for after class? What time is it?
Tutoring is right here, 12:10 to 1:10.
Okay.
And just click on the computer and it'll send you to that link.
And it's all week or
every day except for Wednesdays. It's 12:15 to 2.
okay. Thank you.
And then how do you get to the homeroom? Like how do you get to this? At the very top, it'll say homeroom, and it's always the very first thing at the very, very top. I've had a couple of kids ask me that too.
Okay.
All right. Now, okay. So again, if you guys want any tutoring time at the very top, that'll send you guys here. Click on the laptop, it sends you to Zoom. Open up our notes. We're going to get started. If you notice, whenever you click on the notebook, it'll always tell you what days and what pages we're doing on those days. So Tuesday, we're doing pages 1, 2, 3. Thursday is 4 and 5. Friday is 6 and 7. So if you guys open this up, also please keep in mind, you guys need to log in. I have so many of you guys just typing in a name and that's it. I am going to go in and delete all the accounts that have not been logged in. So keep that in mind. You need to log in with your district email and password. Also, oh, where are you? Alexis Flores. Are you here? You were here. Oh, yeah, there you are. The last couple of weeks, you've been using just Alexis, and there's 2 of you guys. So luckily, the other Alexis uses his last name, but I need you to make sure that your name always, like, it's Alexis Flores. Like, you need to log in and make sure that it says Alexis Flores, or else I'm going to get super confused. You're lucky that, the other Alexis Godinez actually puts Godinez as his last name. So please make sure that you put last names, guys. I'm going to type in doc, and then this is 3. Again, log in. If I see that you guys have not logged in, I'm deleting it, letting you know. Unless you guys tell me that you have to do it this way, I'm deleting it. I don't care if it had work. So deleting. So this is the first day of your notes. So you're going to see that it has a title. Every single time you guys see this text on any assignment, that's me telling you guys that you guys either got a right or wrong answer, or notes from me or something. So I'm not going to mention this all the time, but if you see, like if I give you a 7 out of 10 on an assignment, that means fix it and resubmit it. But anything in purple, look at all of your slides. If you got a 7 out of 10, look at anything that's purple, and that's from me. All right. So pay attention to that. If you guys want to follow along with my notes are here. And then once we are done with class, I will upload this video to YouTube and it'll be right here in the middle. You notice all of our stuff is down here at the bottom. The only thing you guys will be in charge of is graphing this stuff right here and then typing in the slope and the y-intercept. But we will be at the very top for right now. So give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready to move on and do our notes. Awesome. All right. So we're doing a couple of different things. We're still practicing how to graph. So we're still looking for the slope. We're still looking for the y-intercept, but we're going to do some equations with that. We're going to do some math with that. So I'm going to introduce one new formula. We're not really working with it that much other than converting it from this formula to the slope intercept form. So I can convert equations from standard to slope intercept form. So you have previously learned that the slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Commit this to memory. We're going to use this for an entire month. No longer, like the entire semester. Y equals mx plus b. This is life right here in math 1. So this is our entire semester. So you do need to commit this to memory. Like write it in pen on your hand and like look at it all day long, you know, unless your parents are upset over you writing on yourself, then don't do that. All right. And then we will be converting standard form into slope intercept form. So standard form looks like this. So ax plus by equals c. Couple of things to keep in mind. I have this mx. All the standard form is doing is moving this mx over to the front. Another thing is the x can't be negative. So if I see a negative here, I need to divide it everything by a -1. And none of these are going to be fractions. But that part you don't have to really worry about this year. You'll worry about it next year. But at the very least, we will have negatives for x that we will have to get rid of. But all we're doing is moving this x over to the other side and then dividing by b. Super easy. So yeah. So let's go to our equation, our notes over here. Let me move a couple of things. So we're gonna solve for y. I can convert equations. Here's my slope intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. And then standard form is right here. So again, step by step, as I'm doing things, guys, let me know in chat or unmute yourself and let me know, whoa, hold on 1 second. I got super confused. Say that one more time. Because, I mean, we haven't covered equations since last semester. So you might forget how to solve. So I get that. So if you need that refresher, that's totally fine. Thank you. I have like the best husband ever. He made me coffee. Points for Mr. Brown.
You gonna share, Doc?
No, I'm not sharing. This is my coffee.
Wow. I need coffee.
Last week you were telling us that we should never get married, and now you're saying that you have the best husband ever.
Oh, my daughter says the exact same thing. She's all like, I'm constantly like, Alexia, don't have kids. Alexia, don't get married. And then I'll be like, oh, look at your daddy. Isn't he so sweet? And she's like, Mommy, like you never make sense. Like sometimes you're saying don't get married. Other times you're saying like, oh, look at him. He's so sweet. I'm like, well, yeah, it just depends on the day. My husband's like, facts. and that's fine. So for those of you guys who like only have your phone or something, you guys can always do the notebook later. Like you guys can take a screenshot of this. I always tell you guys can take a screenshot, and then you guys can move all the pieces later. So that's totally fine. All right. I kind of prefer that because I'd rather you guys pay attention to what I'm doing and then go back and move all the pieces. So honestly, I kind of prefer you guys to listen to me versus having to like worry about, wait, where does this piece goes and what, and all that stuff. So how do we convert? First thing is we see that X right here in the front. That can't be in the front. I need the Y by itself. So this X needs to go away. After that, we might have a number in front of the Y. So then we have to get rid of that. So we're getting rid of two things. This A, X, the X, and then this B. So how do we get rid of the X? Remember, we do the opposite. So we're either going to add or subtract it to get rid of it, depending on if it's positive or negative. And then we're going to divide by whatever number is in front of our Y. That's our coefficient. Sorry, my son decided to go outside to like have his PE, and he's kicking the ball, and I'm not used to him like making noise out there. I'm like, what is he doing? All right, so isolate the Y by getting rid of any terms on the same side of the equation as Y by either adding or subtracting. All that means is just move the X or the Y by either adding or subtracting. And then solve for Y by dividing both sides by the equation by the coefficient. So again, move the X, divide by B. That's all you're doing. So give me a thumbs up once we're ready. More updates have been made because now I see all the thumbs up and the claps. So I noticed that I had 4 thumbs up and 1 clap in the participation thing.
Time, hold on.
That's interesting. Okay, for those of you guys who are giving me claps, give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. That just lets me enjoy my coffee more.
Ooh, Doc, I don't have the step 2 thing.
You can either type it in, or if you're just missing one, it's not that bad. Or you, yeah. So if you're missing, it's all the way in the bottom. Or you can type it in. And you guys shouldn't be drinking coffee. You guys are too young for coffee.
Okay, they're done.
It stunts your growth.
I like coffee. It's like, no, I don't. It's not that good. I only like one type of coffee.
I started drinking coffee after I started doing my dissertation. So once I started my doctorate's class, that's when I started drinking coffee, because at that point, coffee became life and staying awake. So teaching, 6 classes, and then like, I think I was pregnant with my son. I had just gotten married, just bought a house. Like a lot of things happened that first year of me, like starting doctorates. Yeah. So it was a lot that year. So
that's a lot. I don't know how you survived.
I coffee.
Well, yeah.
Granted, I'm not supposed to drink coffee. Like that first year when I was pregnant, that was hard. And then the lack of sleep, that's when the coffee started happening. All right. So again, this is standard form. So what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of this X. So how do we get rid of an X? I don't want to grow up. Yeah, I mean, it's all the things that no one ever tells you that you guys have to pay attention to. So everyone's always like, oh yeah, I want to get married and have kids, and no, chill, relax, calm down. Like more and more people are waiting until later to have kids. Enjoy your life first before, I mean, your kids are going to like bring you joy as well, but they also bring you heartache. And like, headaches and canas. And you guys already give me canas. So, I didn't start getting canas until I became a teacher. Just saying. And then you guys happen. So we need to get rid of this x. This is a positive x. So how do I get rid of it? By subtracting it, because the opposite of positive is negative, so we subtract. That means our x's go away. And I'm left with negative 3y because that's what's left here. Now, I cannot add or subtract this negative x with a 6 because they're not like terms. So I'm going to leave it right here in the front. Why am I doing that? Because my equation looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. Man, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? So y equals mx plus b. The x always is the one right next to the equal sign. So it's in front of the b. So because of that, even though this is coming up, it's going to be in front of that 6. And that 6, notice how I didn't have any sign. I need to add that plus sign because it is positive. And a lot of you guys tend to forget that part. After that, the next step is to get rid of this negative 3. So I'm going to divide everything by a negative 3. That means my 3's go away. And I'm left with y equals a negative and a negative becomes positive. I do have an invisible 1 right here. So that's where this 1 comes from. So I'm going to have 1 over 3x. And a positive and a negative gives me a negative. 3 goes into 6 2 times. This part, most of you guys are good with, and you guys can tell me what the slope and the y-intercept are. You guys, for the most part, can tell me that the slope is 1 over 3, because that's the number in front of my x, and my y-intercept is negative 2, because that's the piece on the back. So from here, I'm going to graph my y-intercept first. I'm going to go over to my graph. And I'm going to find negative 2. So I'm going to start here at the origin at 0, 0, and I'm going to climb down to 1, 2, plot my point right there. My slope is 1 over 3. So I'm going to climb up 1 and 3 to the right, plot my point. I can also do the opposite. What's the opposite of a positive 1? Negative 1. What's the opposite of a positive 3? Negative 3. So what does that mean? I can go down 1 and 3 to the left to plot my point and then connect my dots. Do you have to do both? No, but it gets you into the habit where if you don't run out of space somewhere, you guys will be able to still have that practice and not forget that you guys can go the other way. So if you guys go here, here is my equation right there. And then I grab this guy. And then I can type. No. So I have m equals slope. So what was my slope? 1 over 3. And b equals y intercept, which equals negative 2. Again, if you guys ever see this block, the purple with the turquoise, that is me telling you guys something. Either I'm fixing an answer for you guys, or I'm leaving you guys a comment or something of that nature. So always look for the purple. That's letting you know either you got something wrong, or I added like a negative or a positive, or I changed an answer. Always, or that's the question that you guys need to fix. So purples, look for that. That's what you guys are getting from me. So let's graph this. I start at negative 2. So let me zoom in to make life easier. So negative 2 right there. And it's not purple. And I like to stick to one color. I mean, I only like purple because that's GCU color. So Before then, I like my favorite color is like a dark hunter green, like a dark green. Oof, I think it's because I love trees, but we don't have very many trees. Like I always think of the forest and like a
That's-
yeah.
That's my favorite color.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love green. It's my
And
favorite.
it's actually for like the pretty much the same reason.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's my husband's favorite as well. And kind of for the same reason too. Like he came here and he's like, "There's no trees here. Why am I even here?" So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, for you like green too? Green is a great color. Now, when you're drawing your line, what I would suggest, connect your dots first. And then you guys can extend it from there. So I always like to do that. And then make sure that it still crosses those corners. But I like to connect my dots first and then extend it from there. All right, give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready.
Ready?
Awesome. All right. We're going to do the exact same steps again. So we're going to convert and then figure out what's the slope, what's the y-intercept, and graph. So we're still practicing everything we did from last week over this week as well. So here's my 9x. I need to get rid of this guy. Since this is positive, we are subtracting. So we always do the opposite. I'm left with that negative 7y. And again, we cannot simplify these two. We have to get, sorry, got confused. We can't add these two guys together. So the x is going to come first. Why? Because that's what our y slope intercept form looks like. Our x is always first before that b. From here, we need to get rid of this negative 7. How do we get rid of it? We're going to divide both like everything by negative 7. And that's everything, every single piece, not just one piece, all of it. My negative 7s go away. A negative and a negative gives me a positive. So it's going to be a positive 9/7. Do not give me decimals. Leave it like that. We want slope to be a fraction. The only time you wouldn't leave it as a fraction is if I have 3/1. Any number over 1, that again needs to be simplified, and you would just put it as a whole number. So any whole number is over 1. Keep that in mind. Any whole number is over 1. And then a negative and a negative gives me a positive. And then I do need to simplify. 7 divided by 7 is 1. I am noticing that a lot of you guys are forgetting to simplify. So you see the 7/7, you'll leave it and you won't convert it to 1. So on some of your assignments, when I was asking you guys to find the slope, you would have like 2/2 and you would leave it as 2/2 instead of changing it to 1. So can someone tell me what the slope is going to be for this one?
Nine over 7.
9/7.
9/7. Yeah. What about my y-intercept?
1.
1. So I feel like you guys are good with this step. Would anyone agree with me? You guys are good with telling me what the slope and the y-intercept are? Can you give me a thumbs up or a clap?
Yeah.
Okay. How are we feeling with this step? Are we also okay with this, or are we not okay with this? Okay.
Isn't this like two-step equations, but like just with the slope formula?
Yes. Oh, someone just put this in chat with me today. I did mention this in class on Friday. As a district, we do have, I know that's the reason why I'm saying this. We do have class on Friday. All right. Desert Sands does not have school on Friday, but their teachers do. But we do have class on Friday, so please be here on Friday. So for those of you guys who weren't here on Friday, that was one comment I did make, because my daughter reminded me that she doesn't have school on Friday, so I wanted to make sure that you guys knew, no, you are here on Friday. So yeah. All right. So let's continue graphing this. So I would graph this at 1, and then I'm gonna climb 9 up, 7 over, plot my point, and then connect my dots. I don't have enough space to put another dot, so that's why. Also notice this is a perfect like square. It's a 5 by 5, but this one is not. You don't have to make your graphs perfect all the time. So they don't have to be a 10 by 10 or a 5 by 5. You can make it just big enough to fit your equation and that's it, or fit your line and that's it. You don't have to make it huge or like have all this empty space. So if I go here, I'm gonna move this guy over. And then grab this guy, move this guy over. And then type. So m equals slope equals 9 over 7. Make this a little bit bigger. And then b equals y-intercept, which equals positive 1. So I'm going to go up 1, plot my point right there. I'm going to go all the way up to the very top because I know that's 10. Like all of it is 10, so this is 9. Then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you're not blinking. If you blink, start all over again. Because if you're blinking, you probably didn't count correctly. So don't blink. This is when you guys laugh and say I'm the funniest person ever. No?
You're funny, Doc.
All right. So, that's it. Let me zoom out for those of you guys who are taking screenshots. There you go. So take a screenshot of that. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. Awesome. Okay. So don't forget to put your hand up. So please check. Again, guys, if I don't see these please checks, I'm going to assume that you're not ready to turn this in. So, or that you guys haven't finished it. So even though you guys say, oh yeah, I finished this, if this isn't turned on, then you didn't finish this. I need to see that you guys have finished. So we're on slide 2. All of the pieces are down here at the bottom. You're going to move them up. We're going to graph exactly the same thing as what we just did. So 2 more problems. Then we have our your turns. As again, another quick review. Remember, when it comes to the slope intercept form, the m is our slope, and then our b is the y-intercept. We're going to take this standard form and we're going to convert it into slope intercept form. How do I do that? I have to get rid of this 3x. So, or that negative 3x. So what's the opposite of a negative 3x? Positive 3x. So I'm gonna add 3x to both sides. So my 3x's go away. My negative y comes down. And then I get 3x plus 2. Some of you guys, are gonna see this negative and go, well, I don't need that. Let me just erase it. Oh, look, it's not there. It's positive. We're all done. And I can find the slope and the y-intercept. Please don't do that, guys. You do need to get rid of it. But in order to get rid of it, we need to divide it by a -1. All that means is that instead of this being a +3, it's now going to be a -3x. And instead of this being a +2, that's a -2. That's it. From here, we can figure out our slope. So our slope is going to be -3. There we go. And our y-intercept is going to be -2. So we're always going to start with our y-intercept when it comes to graphing. We're going to start here at the origin at 0, 0. We're going to go down because it's negative. So down 2, plot my point. Now, you see the slope is -3. You have two options. You can either put the -3 up on the top, and it has to be over 1, or you can put the negative with the 1. So anytime you have a whole number, it's always going to be over 1. If it's negative, your negative can either be on the top with the number, or down at the bottom with the 1. So how does this look like? I'm going to go down 3 and 1 to the right because it's positive, plot my point. Or I can go up 3 because it's positive and 1 to the left because that one's negative, and then plot my point. So if I look at my stuff over here, I have this piece. Bring that up. And then I have a 3, -3 is my slope. My y-intercept, I put you over there. Why are you moving? And then you guys can mark your stuff. So I'm going to start at -2. So go down 2, mark my point right there. Go 1, 2, 3 down, 1 to the right, mark my point. 1, 2, 3 up, 1 to the left, mark my point, and then connect my dots. Again, I always connect the 3 dots first, and then I extend it, just making sure that it still is crossing those 3 dots as I extend it. Let me zoom in a little bit more for you guys. And it should look like that. Give me a thumbs up once we're ready. Clap if you guys need more time. I see claps. For those of you guys clapping, make sure that you give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. All right, moving on to the next one. Now, be careful because math teachers are mean all the time, and we'll show you guys the exact same example all the time. And then we'll get to one, and then it'll be completely different. And then you'll be like, what? And then you'll get to the very end, and then you'll be like, no, the answer's wrong. It's like, why? I followed all the steps. And then you'll realize, oh, this teacher, she switched the X and the Y. That's why would she do that? That's mean. So just showing you an example of how mean teachers, or how math teachers can be mean. Sometimes they don't put it in 100% in standard form because the X is in the inside versus the outside. So always make sure to get rid of the X. It might be in the wrong spot. because you want to get the y by itself. So I'm showing you an example of how, mean some teachers can be, which I am one of those teachers. So you've been warned. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides because that's how I get rid of it. I bring down my 2y. My 4x's go away. And remember, I can't add these two guys up, so I'm just going to leave them side by side. The x does need to be right next to the equal sign. And then I put the 10 in the back. Remember, there is no sign right here, so I need to add that plus sign. How do I get rid of this 2? I'm going to divide everything by 2 and then simplify it from there. I get y equals 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So what's my slope? My slope is 2. What's my y-intercept? Y-intercept is 5. So where am I going to start? I'm going to start with 5 because that's my y-intercept. So I'm going to start at 0 0. Count 1 2 3 4 5. Plot my point. I don't have space. And this is a 2 over 1. So what I don't want to see is you guys extend this line and then try and make this into another 2 and then extend this line and then this line and try and like extend this graph. Please don't do that. All right. What we can do is we can go the opposite direction. So let me erase what you're not supposed to do because I don't like this at all. Bad. Don't do that. What I can do, again, I can do the opposite direction. So what's the opposite of a positive 2? Negative 2. What's the opposite of a positive 1? Negative 1. So I'm going to go down 2. And then 1 to the left. Down 2, 1 to the left. Can't go the other way. And then connect my dots. So why do I have you guys practice? Because you will run into this problem where you're not going to be able to go one direction. You'll have to go the other. So if we are graphing, move this guy over. Here is my slope. Here is my y-intercept. I can plot my points. So my 5 is going to be up here at the very top. Down 2, 1 to the left, plot my point. Down 2, 1 to the left, plot my point. And then connect my dots. And that's it. So I will zoom out too far. There we go. Again, don't forget to mark it as please check. Huh?
How many pages are we doing today?
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, some of you guys are like, wait, hold on. For those of you guys who are good though, switch over to slide 3. That's your turn. I want you guys to try it as you guys are working on it. I am going to show you guys. Because of time, we don't have enough time for me to be like, hey, you guys work on a lot of this on your own. I am going to show you guys how, the answers to them. Take the time right now though, switch over. But I do want to see your guys' work. So for those of you guys who don't want to do the work on ClassKick, you guys can do it on paper and then go here under view assignments And here, let me show you on the student side. So I can switch over to this one because I'm a student on this one. Here's my assignment. I'm going to click on view assignment, and notice normally it would just have like a piece right here that sends you to your assignment. You can mark it as done if you're done with the Desmo side or the ClassKick side. But if you want to attach your work, click on add, and then here you guys will have your options to be able to add a picture of your work. So you can click on, I think, file and then camera, and then take a screenshot or a picture of your work from there. Or you guys can add it, like if you guys know how to add it to one of these documents, you guys can just add it to one of these documents. Some kids, it makes it easier to like add it to a doc. So they'll add their picture to a doc. Whatever gets your work to me. All right. So we're going to go here. Remember, whenever we have a green box, that means our answer needs to be typed in. But if you guys want to know how to show your work, this is how I would probably do it. Again, I have a 6x in the front. I need to get rid of it. So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. So this part right here, I am going to do it with pen. So 6x. But the other part, I can just type it. So what do I get? I get 2y equals negative 6x plus 24. What do I do after that? Well, I need to divide. So I need to divide all of these by 2. Cool. So what's my answer? My answer is y equals a negative and a positive gives me a negative. 2 goes into 6 3 times, so it's 3x. A positive and a positive gives me a positive. 2 goes into 24 12 times. So my answer, y equals negative 3x plus 12. Do you have to write it here and then here? No, you can skip this one and just leave it there. And you're not having to graph on that one.
We gotta draw like that too, miss?
Do you have to draw on it? Like I said, you don't have to show your work here. You can do it on paper and then attach it to your assignment. Or I think if you're on an iPad, you should be able to just add a picture and take a picture of your camera. And it should have.
You can do so you can add a picture.
Hi. Here, look at it. Oh, see, I broke it. My face. Wow, that's a horrible picture. And you can just make it itty bitty tiny and then just add it there. That's fine. And of course, I do that on the one that's going to be on YouTube because, you know. So you could do it that way as well. Guys, why do I want your work? So that if I see that you're making a mistake, I can be like, oh, that's why you guys are doing that. If you're perfect, you know, because, you know, some of you guys are super perfect, then do I really need to see your work? Yes, I still need to see your work because I still need to make sure that you are perfect and not something else is perfect. Because, you know, other things do your work. I see you. So some form or another, I do need to see work. So you guys could go to the camera and then take a picture of it. That's fine. Or you guys can do like a combination of like drawing and texting. Again, that's fine. Do you need to show me this step right here and just go from here to here? That's fine too. I just need to see your thought process, okay? So let's go to the next one. I have a 2x in the front, so I need to subtract that. So subtract 2x from both sides. Subtract 2x from both sides. I'm going to type this one. So I get 3y equals negative 2x plus 12. From here, we need to get rid of this 3. So I'm going to divide everything by 3. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. And then I write out my equation. So y equals, I cannot simplify 2 over 3, so it is going to stay like that. Again, please do not give me decimals. If I see decimals, I give you a big 0 for like all of it. And if I see it over and over and over again, you'll get a 0 for the entire notebook. I'll give you zeros for everything, even future assignments. No, I won't do that. But, you know, don't put it in decimals. Plus 4. So y equals negative 2 over 3 x plus 4. Why 4? Because 3 goes into 12 4 times. And then the last one. Slowly, almost there. We're getting there. Subtract 11x from both sides. This should have been like making my lines. I'm so bad. There we go. Now I'm happy. So I get negative 4y equals negative 11x minus 24. Divide everything by that negative 4. Yes. And then y equals a negative, and a negative gives me a positive. So that's going to be a positive 4x, positive 11 over 4x. And again, a negative and a negative gives me a positive. 4 goes into 24 6 times. So y equals negative 11 over 4x plus 6. And then you need to do your reflection, but I'm going to press the hand button because I don't have to write the reflection. You need to write a reflection. What is something that you guys learned? One thing, be specific. I learned about conversions. Yeah, I don't know. That's not enough. What exactly about converting something did you learn? Once you're done here, and again, for those of you guys taking screenshots, you guys can take a screenshot of me, you know, with my hi.
With drinking.
No, what, you're not taking a screenshot of like my face. Well, unless you have me like right here in the corner too. Oh no, because if you're on an iPad, you see me like down here, huh? Like in the edge. So yes, you will be taking a picture of me drinking. But it's all gone.
They're gonna have so many pictures of you. One.
I know. Yeah, no, there was one, someone did like an internet search of me, and back like 5 years ago, I was trying to get kids to try like do well on their tests and practice and, you know, want to get an A the first time. So if kids got an A on any test or quiz, I had one of those like pie cranking like games, like pie in your face or whatever it was, and they were able to crank it with however many points they got, and that would obviously like hit me in the face. So I was getting pied like so, and then there's the picture of me out there on the internet of me with like, you know, shaving cream all over my face. So
What if we didn't learn anything, Doc?
then tell me one thing that you remembered from before. Or I did not learn, and then give me something specific. Or tell me something that was important for this. But you're not getting out of one sentence. My son does 5, and he's gonna be 7. It's his birthday on Thursday. He's so excited.
Too hard.
It's too hard.
Doc,
Yeah.
does the exit ticket out yet or no?
The exit ticket is not out yet. No, because I need to show you guys how to do your homework. So give me uno momento. That and I forgot to do the exit ticket, so I still need to make it for you guys. But that'll take me a second. So click on over to your assignment. It looks similar to one of the ones that we did last week. It also says matching, but that's the one that's matching SIF and graphs. This time it's standard form and graphs. And one of you guys already turned it in. Oh my God. All right. For those of you guys listening, and only those of you guys listening, the other ones that aren't listening, you guys get to do the whole assignment. But those of you guys listening, you see slides 5 and 6. For those of you guys listening, you guys can delete slides 5 and 6. The ones not paying attention and like turned on Zoom and walked away, you guys get to do it all because you're not going to even be paying attention to this. Probably won't even do your assignment until later, but you know. So those of you guys listening, delete slides 5 and 6. If you accidentally do 5 and 6 because you're like, well, I didn't know, then you're not getting extra credit. It was just more practice for you guys. Yay. So couple of things about this one. You guys are going to see this graph. However, when you guys are finding all of your information, you find the slope and you find the y-intercept. That gives you your slope-intercept form, and this is all in standard form. So what I'm going to teach you is how to convert it now the other way super quick.
Doc, can you go back to the other page?
The homework?
No, the notebook.
That is your notebook.
Okay,
That's what I
thank
meant.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk. And especially after, you know, like I always feel bad for like the last period because my voice is already gone and my brain's so dead. Like, ugh. All right. So this is how you're going to do this assignment. And I'm going to show you guys how I would be showing my work. So here is question number 1. I'm going to make a couple of dots. I highly recommend you guys make the dot. Do you have to? No. Will it make your life easier? Yes. So make the dot. So here is my y-intercept. It's at 3, so I'm going to plot a dot right there. I'm going to find the next corner. It's right there. And then find the next corner after that. I need at least 3 dots to really see a pattern because I might have made a mistake the first time. So looking at that, what is my slope? Up 1 over 1. So I'm going to write my equation. Remember, it should look like this. Y equals mx plus b, right? So y equals, my slope is 1 over 1. I can simplify that though. How can I simplify 1 over 1? That's just 1. So I'm going to put 1x. What's my y-intercept? Plus 3. So slope, y-intercept. However, nothing looks like that. We need to convert this now into standard form. All that means is that we take this x and we're going to move it over to the other side. How do we move it over to the other side? We're going to subtract x from both sides. But instead of doing it like this, I would probably underline this so it looks like an equation. Oh, see, it looks so pretty. So what do I get? I get negative x plus y, I don't want this underlined, equals 3. All I did again is move this x over to the other side. And then that's it. Nothing else gets touched, except I can't have a negative here. Notice none of these have a negative x. X cannot be negative. So all that means is switch all my signs. This is a negative x, so make it positive. This is a positive y, so make it negative. This is a positive 3, so make it negative. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Give me a clap if you have no idea what I just did. Oh, I got a lot of claps. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay, now I'm feeling like you guys are like clapping just to clap. You guys can't all be confused. All right, one more time. You guys got this side. So let's see step by step. We're good with this, how I got this? Clap if no. All right, so I got you there. We need to make it look like this. So this is our other equation. So, whoa. So the other equation looks like this. So I'm gonna put a dividing symbol so I can, ax plus by equals c. So I'm going to just do that so that we can see it all. Okay, whatever. I'll change the color of the text. There we go. Right, all right. So we need to make it look like this. So I need to move this x over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract it. So I'm going to subtract x on that side and on this side. So I'm going to do an underline so that you guys can kind of see that I'm doing an equation of it. Does that make sense? Thumbs up, clap. Subtracting the x so that I can move the, the x and the y are on the same side. Okay. So then what do I get from here? I get the negative x plus y equals 3. That's going to be all of this together. Negative x plus y equals 3. Does that make sense? And then this is where it switches. So this is a negative x. So now I want it as a positive x. This is a positive y. So now it's turning negative y. This is a positive 3. So now it's a negative 3. Why? Because we divided all of this by a negative 1. Because this x cannot be negative. It's a rule. It's a stupid rule, but it's a rule. And only certain books will do it and others won't. So that's one of those, that's why I'm saying it's a stupid rule, because some books will say, yes, that needs to happen. Other ones will say, no, it doesn't. So it's not even consistent. So now do we feel a little bit better? Thumbs up, clap. If no, you're still confused. And then from there, all I do is find that answer. So it's right here. X minus y equals negative 3. And I put that in the right spot. And then let's do another one so that we can make sure 100% that we're good. So again, I'm going to, no. I need to stop. So let's grab this dot I'm gonna move this guy over. My y-intercept is at -1 because it's crossing right there. I'm gonna grab another one and go all the way up until I find a corner. There we go. And then I'm gonna grab another one, go up to a corner. There we go. So I'm going to write my text box and change this to red because that seems to be coming out better. So y equals, what's my slope? 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1. So my slope should look like this, 3 over 1, but I need it to be a whole number because it's over 1. So it's just going to be 3x like that. What was my y-intercept? It was a -1, so I'm going to put -1. So thumbs up. Are we good with that? Okay. Then show your step of moving the 3x over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. That's just showing your work. Then I get -3x plus y equals -1. Once you have this step, this is where you're going to make that switch. So I have a -3x. So what's the opposite? +3x. I have a positive y. What's the opposite? -y. I have a -1. So what's the opposite? +1. So then I zoom out and find 3x. Where's my 3x's? Right here. Oh, right here. 3x minus y equals 1. And if you want, you guys can do the work just like I did it here, or you guys can do it on a separate sheet of paper and do it there. Do you have to put the dots? No, but again, the more I see, the more I can see where you guys went wrong. Because a lot of the ones from last week, from this assignment, the matching graphs, you guys were so close, but you were either doing the y-intercept wrong or the slope wrong. Or you had a positive versus a negative slope. So that's where you guys need to be careful. Is I would still think of writing the word slope. This is positive. This is positive. This is negative. So I should see that my slope is negative here. So if you're still having, any trouble with any of this, come to tutoring. I would strongly suggest that. Let me create your exit ticket so that you guys can do that. Your PBIS lesson hasn't been sent out yet. If anything worse comes to worse, if we don't have a PBIS lesson, which we should, you'll at least get an exit ticket, and all you have to do is the exit ticket for tomorrow. But again, you're just it just depends if I get the PBIS lesson here soon. So, and then I will send out like an announcement letting you know that, oh, the PBIS lesson is there now. So I'll put it under stream that it's there. Oh, and this assignment right here, I'm moving it to Thursday.
Doc, when are you sending the report cards?
When Aries lets me, which could be today, it could be tomorrow. So that gets emailed to your parents, because technically every Tuesday I'm supposed to send those out. Well, not supposed to, like that's my rule. But once I have Aries up and running, then I'm gonna be sending that out. So if you guys haven't been doing your assignments, make sure to be doing your assignments quickly. And if I told you guys I gave you a 7 out of 10, that means that you should be fixing the missed questions if you want those extra 3 points. But other than that, have a very good day. I will see you guys on Thursday since tomorrow is Wednesday and I don't see you guys on Wednesday unless I see you guys for tutoring. But have a good day, guys.
Bye.
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 Is 3
Bye,
negative-
dog. Bye, Miss Gomez. Have a good day.
Bye, dog.
Bye. Let me
Dog.
double check. Yeah.
How do I read slide 5 and 6 on the on a laptop?
Oh, click on it on the side. And then hit the delete button. And Jessica, it should be equals -1. And then
Huh.
yes,
How?
it should be x plus y equals -1.
Doc, what time you have tutoring?
12:10.
Okay, I'm gonna go for my missing assignments.
Okay.
Bye. Doc.
Bye. And then Daisy, if you can't delete 5 and 6, that's fine. Just don't do them. I'll delete it for you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bye.
This is confusing.
Well, then you're gonna come during tutoring anyways.
Okay.
We all know that. So I'll see you guys later. I need to eat. Go bye.
All right.
Bye, Hiram. Thank you. Jeez.
It
I
started
never wanna
raining
leave.
here.
Well, I don't have rain.
No.
No.
Like not raining, I guess sprinkling.
Like sprinkling. Yeah.
yeah.
Just enough to like mess up your car, and that's about it.
Yeah, really. All right. So then we come back at 12:10.
12:10. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Enjoy your lunch.
Yeah. You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.